Give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rekakodash. I want to give double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and I want to say peace, mercy, and blessings to all the helpful elect out there. The true name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, which means he exists or he is to be. The true name of the Son is Yahushai, which means he is the deliverer. Okay, and we are the Hebrew Israelites. And there's 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. All right, the so-called Negroes, West Indians, Haitians, Dominicans, Guatemalans, the Panamanians, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, North American Indians, Seminole Indians, the people of Argentina, the people of Chile, okay, Argentinians, Chileans, Colombians, Uruguayans, Mexicans, okay. We're the people that make up the lost 12 tribes of Israel, okay. Pretty much the people that came to the Americas on cargo slave ship during the Atlantic, the triangular slave trade, okay. The people of the islands and the people that are indigenous to North, Central, and South America. We are the people that make up the lost 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, here in these last days, Yahweh by Shem Yahushai is pouring out his spirit. Okay, he's pouring out his spirit, and he's set up elders, bishops, okay, teachers, okay, to feed our people the true understanding of the Bible, because there's so many denominations of Christianity, different religions that spew from this Catholic Church, and denominations and sects and this and that, but none of them are giving you the correct understanding of the gospel of what it's saying. So, a call loyam la Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, for our apostles and the elders of great millstone, and also their elders. Those men are still teaching, and through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, are the only people on the planet that can really give you the mysteries of what the Bible is saying. Okay, and the inspiration of this lesson is from naturalnews.com. It's a video uploaded by Mike Adams. As you can see, why Zionist claim to Palestinian land is biblical fraud. Okay, and from his viewpoint, he may think the people in the land, are the people. You may think those Palestinians. Well, I'll let you hear what he says, but what I'm trying to say is that he's coming from a Christian state of mind. He doesn't bring up Jacob. He doesn't bring up Esau. He doesn't bring up Deuteronomy 28. Okay. See, all of these things are secrets. He doesn't know who the real Israelites are, which he himself, I heard him say on one of his videos I watched a while back. I believe it's during the time that DMX passed away. He spoke about how he likes, to listen to DMX and how he's Native American. Well, if he is Native American, then that will make him from the tribe of Gad, North American Indians. Now, it has to be, according to the father's side, one of his fathers would have had to be a Native American, okay, because that's how lineage is determined. And real quick, just to prove that point, I may be all over the place in this lesson because the spirit has me going back to the basics to really appreciate, because the basics are our foundation. This is Numbers chapter 1 and verse 18. It says, "And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers." So your pedigree, all right, your lineage is declared after your house of your father. Okay? So if your father, if your fathers go back to any of these people on the sign, okay, if your fathers go back to any people on this sign, then that would make you an Israelite. It's not determined by your mother, because the man actually carries the seed. And what the man does is he plants his seed in a woman. Okay, that's why a woman is called a husband. That's why a man is called a husband, because he's planting something in his wife, the woman. Okay, who is symbolic of what? The earth. Numbers 1 and 18, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the families, from 20 years old and upward by their posts. Okay, so lineage determined by your father. Now I'm going to play some of this video. Before I play the video, I want to bring out, actually, you know what, let's just play the video first. All right, go back to that. And it's a 40-minute video, so I started about 9-10 minutes in, and I'll maybe play a good 10 minutes of it for warning. So it may be a long video, but it's necessary.
So that claim is absurd. Even squatting laws that are recognized, that the Amazonian Indians had ancient stone carvings that said the whole world was theirs. Or the Mesoamericans who became Native Americans, they find like a tablet that was written in some ancient language found on a stone, says, no, actually, guess what? Jordan is ours. This is absurd. If you run around the world saying that, well, all these different books claim that this land belongs to these groups of people from 4,000 years ago, then you have anarchy. You have chaos. You have no property rights recognized. You have war, which is exactly what Israel has thrust us into. So that claim is absurd. Even squatting laws that are recognized in every Western country, squatting laws say that if you don't take care of a piece of land for even sometimes as short as 1 year or 2 years or 5 or maybe 10 years, you lose it. If somebody else comes to that piece of land, let's say you own a ranch in, let's just say Texas, where I am. If you own a ranch in Texas and you just abandon it, and then other people start taking care of it, start farming it, start building infrastructure, you would call them squatters, but after a period of time, the state recognizes ownership as to belong to the squatter, because they're the ones who have been stewarding the land over a period of many, many years. There are squatters' laws all across the United States. Now, I know those laws have been abused by people claiming homes, just like showing up, taking somebody's home over the weekend and then saying, oh, you can't kick us out. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about long-term, multi-year stewardship of a piece of land. The point is, the Israelites, or modern-day Jews, they abandoned that land for nearly 4,000 years. They did not take care of it. They did not farm it. They didn't build infrastructure. They weren't living there, except for a few sort of scattered people.
Now, if you know a little bit of history, the Israelites, they did not let's look up the definition of abandon. It's not like they just abandoned it. It says, having been deserted or cast off. They were cast out, all right, by Yahweh, by Shem Yahushai. Okay, but it was through war. Okay, something that Yahushai spoke about, man. Okay. This is Matthew 24. And Yahushua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him to show him the buildings of the temple. And Yahushua said unto them, see ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. So the disciples were showing them the temple, different parts of Jerusalem. Okay, and that's what Yahushua told them. Look, everything you see is going to get cast down one day. Meaning what? It's going to be destroyed. It's going to be raised. Okay. Verse 3. Matthew 24 and verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world? Now, what was Yahushua talking about? He was talking about 70 AD. Let's read about 70 AD briefly. This is what he's talking about. We go to Britannica, Siege of Jerusalem, Facts and Summary. The Roman Jewish War was, that's the word, Jewish. That's not correct. They were not calling themselves that 2,000, 3,000 years ago. That is a new thing in the earth, and it started with these 1948ers, these people with the big noses and little hats. Okay, when you say that word, that's what you think about. When you go back to this time, it was the Jews, all right, which consisted of three tribes: the Southern Kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, and you had the Romans. Okay, the Romans who were ruling, who were the Caesars at this time, were Edomite Romans. The Jews in the land were the descendants of Jacob. That's what this whole thing about. Okay, it's a power struggle between good and evil. All right, Esau and Jacob. The siege of Jerusalem, Roman military blockade of Jerusalem during the first revolt. The fall of the city marked the effective conclusion of a 4-year campaign against Judea. I just say that. Okay. Insurgency in Judea. The Romans destroyed much of the city, including the Second Temple. That's what they were showing you, how it shot the Second Temple. That got rededicated by the Hasmonean dynasty because Antiochus and the Greeks had put a swine on the altar and they made it filthy. Okay. The majority of information on the siege comes from the copious notes of the historian Flavius Josephus, which I actually have that book as well. In 63 BCE, which is before Common Era, okay, the Roman general Pompey captured Jerusalem. The Romans ruled through a local client king and largely allowed free religious practice in Judea, meaning they didn't stop them from worshiping their God. They didn't stop them from keeping their customs, their laws, their statutes, their commandments, speaking their language. They didn't interfere with any of that. It just became a vassal state to Rome, meaning they were paying them taxes, tribute, things of that nature. Okay. At times, the divide between monotheistic and polytheistic religious views caused clashes between Jews and Gentiles. This friction, combined with oppressive taxation and unwanted imperialism, culminated in 66 CE, which is BC and AD. The revolt was successful at first. All right. The forces of the Jews quickly expelled the Romans from Jerusalem, and a revolutionary government was formed that extended its influence into the surrounding area. In response, the Roman Emperor Nero, okay, which under this Roman emperor, you had the death of Paul, he was beheaded, and the death of Peter was crucified upside down. Okay, so these apostles were contemporaries with these Caesars. Okay, proving that the Bible is real because you find secular history in the Bible. It talks about these empires. It talks about Claudius. It's written about in the book of Acts. Okay, you have Lake Tiberias spoken about. All right, it tells you about the taxation. Okay, so the Israelites were under heavy oppression from the Romans back then. All right, and they were crying out for a Messiah because they wanted Yahushua to take down the Romans. Okay, but it wasn't time for that yet. Yahushua was on a different mission to free us from the law and put us under grace. Okay. In response, the Roman Emperor Nero sent the general Vespasian to meet the forces, an endeavor that pushed the majority of rebels into Jerusalem. By the time Vespasian was proclaimed emperor in 69 CE or 69 AD, fall of Jerusalem. Okay? It says, look at this picture right here. The triumphal parade in Rome of the Jew religious article, a 7-branch candlestick, which goes into what? The menorah. Okay? A table of shewbread and sacred trumpets. So that's what they did. They conquered us. They came up in there and they took all the goodly possessions, just as the Babylonians did. It's not the first time our temple was destroyed, our city besieged, our people enslaved. Okay? In April in 70 CE, about the time of the Passover, the Roman general Titus besieged Jerusalem. Since that action coincided with Passover, the Romans allowed pilgrims to enter the city, but refused to let them leave. See, what did Yahushua say, man? Yahushua say, when you see Jerusalem compassed with armies, okay? This is Luke 21. Just go to it regularly. This is book of Luke 21 and wait. Okay, 21 and 20. Okay, this is Luke 21 and verse 20. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, so that's what happened. All right, so the general, he will let them go in to keep the Passover, but he didn't let them out, which is why Yahushua warned our people. All right, two, when you see those militaries, or what army? The Roman armies, man. When you see when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the destruction, that the desolation of us now, which is letting them know that they were not going to win this war. Okay, so that's what happened. They came, they besieged the city. Jerusalem got compassed with armies, and the ones who were in the know, this is what they did. Didn't let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them that are into the countries enter thereinto. So a lot of people came to keep the Passover, but the Lord, if you were in the know, you would know, okay, shit, the Romans are there, came to keep the Passover, but hey, Jerusalem, this is what the Lord spoke about. So now you either turn the hell around, all right, or you get out, okay? For these be the days of vengeance, that all the things which are written may be filled. So that was a time of vengeance came upon the children of Israel. It wasn't like they just how do you know you know what, we're going to abandon our country, we're just going to go into Rome, we're going to go into different parts of Europe, we're just going to go into Africa, okay? Because through this war, all right, 1 million Jews then fled into parts of Africa. Why did they flee there? To blend in and to flee from the Roman sword and from Roman persecution. All right, back in this article from Britannica, right? It says in April 78 CE, which is AD, common era or Adonai, year of our Lord, or after death, however you want to say it. About the time of Passover, the Roman general Titus besieged Jerusalem. Since that action coincided with Passover, the Romans allowed pilgrims to enter the city, but refused to let them leave, thus strategically depleting food and water supplies within Jerusalem. And what happens in the siege is that you cut off the food line, you cut off the supply line, all right, and water, and people turn upon each other. People commit acts of cannibalism. People kill each other. People bug out, and that's what happened. Okay, that's what happened to those people who were stuck behind those walls. Within the walls, the zealots, okay, who are what? The Sicarii, all right, and well, not all of them. Some of the disciples who became apostles were zealots, Okay, you would have called Peter a zealot. He swiped a man's ear off. Okay, a militant anti-Roman party struggled with other, all right, Israelite factions. I'll say it that way, all right, because it goes to one tribe, Judah. There's also the tribe of Benjamin. There's also the tribe of Levi. The priest was called the Levitical priesthood. You have a book called Leviticus. It goes back to the sons of Aaron and the different sons that make up the tribe of Levi. And what about the tribe of Benjamin? Okay, and Ish is a suffix that means to pertain to. Okay, so the other Israelite factions that had emerged, which weakened the resistance even more, Josephus, a Jew who had commanded rebel forces but then defected to the Roman cause, attempted to negotiate a settlement. But because he was not trusted by the Romans and was despised by the rebels, the talks went nowhere. The Romans encircled the city with a wall to cut off supplies to the city completely and thereby drive the Jews to starvation. This is history. Okay? This is what happened. It ain't like they just decided, you know what, we're tired of being over here. Let us leave. You know? No, it's through acts of war, really punishment from Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Back in Luke 21 and 23, but woe unto them that are with child. Woe unto who? What does it mean to be with child? To be a woman that's pregnant. Okay, and to them that give suck in those days, a woman that has an infant on the titty. Okay, for there shall be great distress in the land. Yeah, what? Great violence, starvation, cannibalism, slaughter. The Romans coming and slaughtering people. Okay, and wrath upon his people. So Yahweh Shem, the anger of Yahweh Shem Yahushua was on these Romans or these Edomites. Okay, to put Jake down, and that's what they did. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword. Those people got slain. Sakari, all right. They end up making a pact to commit suicide and to kill their wives and children because they didn't want the Romans to get them. Okay, and shall be led away captive into all nations. Our people got sold into captivity. In a lot of cases, a lot of our people got put on boats and taken back to Rome and was there as slaves. Okay, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. So that's what we're in now. This is what happened to the real people thousands of years ago. They never went back. Okay, actually, the only there's 12 tribes, right? The only 3 tribes that were over there were Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Okay, the other 10 tribes, as it's written in the book of Esdras, were in the Americas, the so-called New World. People that were over there during this time, during the time of Yahushua, was on the scene of Romans. There was 3 tribes: the Negroes, the West Indians, and the Haitians. These are the people that was on the scene when Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, was doing miracles, raising Lazarus from the dead. All the people that he rose from the dead did miracles on. They were so-called black people or people of color, Negroes, so that you can understand. Okay? When you read the Zondervan's Pictorial Bible Dictionary and you look at the definition of Ham, right? It tells you that he's the progenitor of the dark races. Okay? Let me just Google it. Check this out. That's not it. Okay, so it says Ham, the youngest son, Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor, meaning the father, okay, of the dark races, but not the Negroes, but the Egyptians. Okay, and we know that as what we call Africa. Ethiopians, that's in Africa, Libyans, Africa, and Canaanites, Africa. So Negroes, we're different. We're different from the people of Africa. Our people fled into Africa, different parts of Africa, During the time of 70 AD, over 1 million Jews fled there, fleeing from the Romans. Okay, and ever since then, that land has been trodden down by the Gentiles, and it's going to be continue to be trodden down until it's going to continue to be trodden down by the Gentiles until Yahushua returns. Okay.
Here and there. So their claim is null and void. By any legal measure, their claim is null and void. They abandoned it. Who was taking care of it? The Palestinians were. Sort of the indigenous people of the Middle East, the Native Americans of the Middle East, you might say. They were farming it. They had their families there. They had their religious practices there. They have their language. They built infrastructure generation after generation after generation for literally thousands.
Which that's Bible prophecy, because it says the land shall be trodden down of the Gentiles, which those people, they worship a false god. And it's going back to the covenant that the Most High made with Abraham. That's not their land. Okay. And that's why the Most High we're gonna wait upon the Lord, okay, to put us back in that land. Now you do have a lot of our people that are over there, okay, and that's fine. If they're part of the elect, they're gonna be delivered. But we're not pushing the doctrine that you need to go to the Holy Land of Israel. Actually, now it's not the time to be over there if you know what's gonna happen to that place, man. It's gonna get hit with nukes. You know.
Of years. You don't just nullify that because you show up with a book, even if it's the Old Testament, and say, well, this book told me that God can command us to kill all of you and steal all your land. Sorry, that doesn't fly. And any person who believes that is an idiot, including Christian pastors who are pushing this. You're morons, absolute morons. That's not what Christ taught. Just have a claim from 4,000 years ago, show up and start slaughtering and murdering women and children and take their land. That's the opposite of what Christ taught. It's an anti-Christ philosophy to push that. But a lot of Christian pastors are pushing that, and they're Satanists. They're straight up Satanists. Now, but there's another even bigger reason why this claim to own Palestine is also fraudulent. And this is the ultimate kicker of it all right here. So God promised the land to the descendants of Abraham. So who are the descendants of Abraham? The Palestinians.
Palestinians, they may be the descendants of Abraham, but the original Palestinians were people of what? Philistines, the Canaanites. Okay, they're not from Abraham. Now Ham does come from Noah. Okay, you want to know who comes from Abraham? Ishmael, through Sarah's handmaid Hagar. He had 6 sons with Keturah. Okay, and he had 1 son with Sarah, who was Isaac. Okay, so he had 8 sons, right? He had Ishmael, 6 sons with his concubine Keturah, and 1 son with Sarah, where Sarah bore him Isaac. Okay, now what does the prophecy say? And Isaac shall thy seed be called. All right, so I just did a quick Google search. How many sons did Abraham have? 8 sons. Abraham had another wife, Keturah, a concubine. She had 6 sons by Abraham. Okay, so of the 8 sons of Abraham, only Isaac was the son of Abraham and Sarah. Only Isaac was the son of the Most High had promised. So he had Ishmael through Hagar. How many sons did Isaac have? Isaac had 2 sons, right? With Rachel. This is Genesis 25. And 19. And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begot Isaac, and Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Padonabram, the sister to Laban the Syrian. 21. And Isaac entreated Yahweh Shai for his wife because she was barren. So he went to make a prayer to the Lord because she wasn't conceiving. She wasn't getting pregnant. Okay, and when he did that, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua was entreated of him, and Rebecca, his wife, conceived. The Most High answers prayer. Rebecca got pregnant. 22. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, meaning she went to seek out advice or counsel from Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. How? From men of the Lord, prophets at that time. Okay. Elders, wise men. Okay. And when it says the children struggled together within her, that means she got pregnant or she conceived twins. Okay. She actually conceived twin boys. 23. And the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, said unto her, this what she got. This is what the Lord let her know. 2 nations are in thy womb. I mean, you got 2 men in your womb. Both of these men will become great nations. And the 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, meaning that what? They're not going to get along with each other. They're not going to be brothers. Okay? One's going to go this way. One's going to go that way. Because they play, the world is the stage. Okay? And we're merely actors in it. So they have different roles. Okay? The one people shall be stronger than the other. And the elder shall serve the younger. Right? 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb, right? It came like, she was like, damn, why am I thus? What's going on? She had twins in her womb. In the womb, there was a struggle. They were fighting, And she pretty much, well, is this a blessing? Why I feel like my children are not happy. They're fighting. They're angry, And the first came out red all over, like in hairy garment. And they called his name Esau. And this is the so-called white man today, the self-proclaimed white man. Okay, they go back to Esau, the Edomites. Okay, and keep in mind that Esau's the firstborn. 26. And after that, his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel. So picture this in your mind, man. All right, this woman Rebecca, she's giving birth. One boy comes out red. Okay, meaning he had no melanin. He was a so-called white baby, which most babies come out. They come out a little light. It takes them a while to get their color. Esau stayed like that. He's a perfect leopard. Okay, so Joshua, meaning wasted away, and he came out first. Right after him, his brother came out, and as his head was coming out, his arm came out first. He was holding Esau's heel, then his head came out. Okay, very, very spiritual. Okay, and after that, his brother out. So Esau's the elder, right? And after that, his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob, or the Hebrew word there, Yaquab. You might hear some people say Yakub, but it's Yaquab. And Isaac was 80 years old when she buried him. Okay, so I believe that's 60, because the score is 20, 3 score is 60. Let me just check that. Yep. 3 scores an old-fashioned word that means 60, or 3 times 20. Okay, so at the age of 60 is when Rebecca finally conceived. All right, so it took him a year, took him some years, because he got her when he was 40 years old. Okay, that's when they got the wife. When you look at verse 20, they got together. They were together for 20 years before they had children. Okay, and when they did have children, they have twins. The one came out, Esau, and that right after Esau came out, Jacob came out holding his heel. That was a sign right there. Okay. And remember the Lord answered that. Look, the elder's gonna be serving the younger. So Rebecca already knew. Rebecca knew the lot of these twin boys, pretty much. Okay. Back to Genesis 25 and 23. And the Lord Yahweh Shem Yoshai said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And then she's going to give birth to 2 manner of people. Okay. The one people shall be stronger than the other, which that's Jacob, and the elder shall serve the younger. The elder Esau, he's set up to serve Jacob. Okay, that's how it is in the spirit. Okay, right now they have the power on the earth. They own everything. They're in rulership. They have dominion. Okay, but in the world to come, Esau being the end of the world, Jacob being the beginning with that followed. All right, Esau is set up to serve Jacob. Okay, once again. So I'm gonna jump down to 27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter and a man of the field. And you see those same characteristics in Esau today. They like to go kayaking, they like to go hunting. Okay, they like to go mountain climbing, skydiving, camping in the woods. This is the spirit of Esau. Okay, and man of the field, making weapons, things of that nature. And Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents. And that word plain meaning perfect, because we were set up to be a nation of kings and priests and serve Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay, that was our portion. Okay, 28. And Isaac loved Esau because he did have eat of his venison. How did he get that venison? He was skilled with the sword, crafting weapons, hunting. Okay, things of that nature. But Rebecca loved Jacob. Why did Rebecca love Jacob? Because she knew, like, oh shit, this elder, he's the one that came out first. He's gonna have to serve Jacob. Jacob's gonna be the one. Okay. See, Rebecca already knew, So that's the sons of Abraham, man. Okay. So Abraham actually had 8 sons, and those people that are in the land claiming to be Palestinians, they're the sons of Abraham, but they're not Palestinians. Okay. And I believe they're Ishmael. Some of them are Ishmael. Some of them may be Elam. Some of them may be, some of them may be Asher. Some of them may be Persians. They're not all the sons of Abraham. But those Edomites, okay, self-proclaimed white people, they are the sons of Abraham. Ishmaelites that are over there, Abraham. You have Jacob over there, the tribes, Abraham. Okay, so it's not true.
Cases, Syrians and some Egyptians and so on, and some Iraqi citizens and some Kuwaiti citizens and some Turks and so on. Those are the offspring of Abraham. And indeed, they did inherit the land that God promised. Who are the Jews that came to Palestine in 1948? They were Europeans. They are not descendants of Abraham, for the most part.
Descendants of Abraham.
They are Europeans.
They are descendants of Abraham through Isaac. Okay, Isaac had 2 sons, Jacob and Esau. They're Edomites. They're not actually Europeans. They're through war, right? You have something called the medieval times or the Dark Ages of the Byzantine Empire. They were put up in the cave, Caucasus Mountains. Okay, and that's how they got there, because Esau was ruling in the Roman Empire as well. Okay, so I have a book in front of me, and I'm just going to read some of it. This is a book by Charles A. Wiseman, and it says, "Who is Esau Edom?" Okay, and this is page 5. It says, "The legacy of Esau Edom." To help answer the question of who is Esau Edom, the first necessary step is to examine the racial and genealogical history of Esau and his descendants. All right. Life and history of Esau. Esau was the firstborn of Isaac. Okay, it's not Isaac a son of Abraham? He is. So that makes Esau a descendant of Abraham. Okay. And thus was heir to the birthright derived from the direct racial lineage of Adam to Noah to Abraham. That's true. But instead, who got the birthright? Jacob. This is why Esau hates. This is why there's so much tension between Esau, the self-proclaimed white man, and the tribes, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, because we're Jacob, and they understand that we're set up to take them down in the spirit. This is why Jacob's hand was holding on Esau's heel. That's what that symbolizes, okay? Thus, Esau was racially an Adamite, a Semite, and a Hebrew, the racial stock of the white race. Okay, there's an encyclopedia that'll tell you modern Jewry is of Esau, which makes them sons of Abraham. Okay, but you got to understand that Esau was not chosen, Ishmael was not chosen, and the other sons of Keturah were not chosen, only through Isaac. Okay,
Mostly white Europeans. So Netanyahu changed his name to sound Jewish, and he's an imposter. He's an imposter who pretends to be Jewish, moved to Israel, and then, like a Satanist, began to manipulate the Israeli people into thinking that he was their leader. But he's pushing antichrist philosophies the entire time. He's an imposter. So the people living in Israel today are mostly Europeans, not descendants of Abraham. Thus, the original promise of God.
that's bullshit. All right, like I said, I'm gonna say it again. A lot of those people over there are Ishmael. Ishmael comes from Abraham. A lot of those people over there are Esau. Esau comes from Abraham. And a lot of those people over there are so-called, Negroes. Native Americans, Seminole, English, Latin, Hispanics. Those people come from Abraham. Okay? It's just, if you're not of the lineage of Isaac through Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel, all right, then, yeah, you're not of the chosen, right?
If you think that promise is still valid 4,000 years later, that promise has been fulfilled by the people of Palestine living there. Therefore, the European Jews still have no claim to the property because they're not largely descendants of Abraham. And then finally, there's even one more reason why the claim of modern day Zionists is null and void. Think about it. God promised this land to the descendants of Abraham as part of a covenant. And if you haven't read the books of the Old Testament, it's worth doing so. I know they're long, really long, and sometimes the family tree stuff gets crazy boring. But if you go through and if you read Leviticus, Exodus, and Numbers, and Deuteronomy, and of course Genesis, if you read the first 5 books of the Old Testament, one thing becomes very clear. The ancient Israelites, the Jews of their time, they broke their covenant with God.
Yep.
They
did. Okay. And this is why we have a new covenant coming to our nation, starting with the elect. Okay. So I'm gonna get some precept. There's a lot, coming to my head right now. All right. So I'm going to jump to Romans 9. This is Romans 9:1. I say the truth in Christ, okay, which that's a Greek word that means anointed. The Hebrew word there's a Mashiach. It means anointed. Who is the anointed? Yahushai. What does Yahushai mean? He delivers. Who is that? That's who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Okay? I say the truth in Hamashiach. I lie not. My conscience also bears me witness in the Holy Spirit that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Hamashiach, for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh. You see that? And this is Paul. It's the writings of Paul to the Israelites that are in Rome. Hence you have the book of Romans. Okay? Who is he talking to? His kinsmen, according to the flesh. Other Israelites. Okay? Verse 4. Who are Israelites to whom pertained the adoption, right? Yahweh sent his son, all right, Yahweh Shah and the same, who are two separate entities, who are two separate beings, okay, to be a mediator between the children of Israel who broke the covenant, all right, to make intercession, to make peace again between us and the Father. And through belief on Yahweh Shah, we have access to the Father. Yahweh Shah is our now a high priest. We can be forgiven of sins, okay, and Lord willing, we have the elect, we're enduring to the end. We can be adopted and become sons of God, okay? And the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the servants of the Most High and the promises. Now, when the Hebrews left Egypt, what happened to the Egyptians? Did they get any part of this? No. The Most High drowned the ass in the Red Sea, okay? You have Exodus 14, which is talking about what? Moses' song, okay? Which that's talking about the Lord is a man of war, all right? It's an actual song about how the Lord destroyed the armies of Pharaoh and the Egyptians and delivered us, okay? The Moabites tried to curse on us because they saw how powerful we was, man. And they were afraid, okay? Esau did not want us to pass through his land to reach our land because he was afraid. So these other nations have always been afraid of us, and they have always been contrary to us. So there's no way they can be regrafted in this thing. They were never a part of it. Okay? Verse 5, whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Yahweh Shai came. So telling this is why Yahweh Shai came, for his kinsmen, his people, all right, who just happened to be scattered, okay? Even back then we were scattered, man, even before 70 AD. Hence you have the books of Romans, okay? First book of James, the first verse in the first book of James. This is the book of James 1 and verse 1. James, a servant of Yahweh and of the Lord Yahweh Shah Mashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. My brethren, count it all joy when you entered into diverse temptation, right? That was the point. He's giving a greeting to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad. Okay, this is why you have Paul go on different journeys into Corinth, into Ephesus, writing letters to the Romans, etc. Okay, back in Romans 9 and verse 6, not as though the word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua had taken an effect, for they are not all Israel, which are all of Israel. There's some wicked ass people amongst the Israelites, okay? Amongst the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians too. They're devils too. There's some wicked ass niggas, man. Okay, we don't hide that. That's true. Okay, and we also proclaim through prophecy that 2/3 of our people, they're gonna die on this side. It's only for the elect, the 144,000 and the 1/3. 2/3 of our people, they will perish on this side because they're evil. Okay, verse 7. Neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, right? Ishmael ain't children, man. Esau ain't children. The other 6 sons of Keturah ain't counted as children, okay? But in Isaac shall thy seed be called. The Most High is only dealing with the seed of Isaac, the seed of Abraham. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, whose name was changed into Israel. Then amongst that, you have wicked people, okay? This is Jeremiah chapter 5 and verse 26. For among my people are found wicked men, sellouts, murderers, adulterers, grapists, homos, idolaters, people who worship devils and demons. All right? Straight up wicked motherfuckers, man. People who blaspheme the Most High. People who sell out to Esau with the elites. All right? For among my people are found wicked men, false prophets, people who are leading our people astray. Okay? They lay wait as he that setteth snares. They set a trap they catch men. So yeah, some wicked niggas amongst us, man. Okay, agents, spies, etc. Romans 9 and verse 8. That is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of the Most High. Esau is obviously the children of the flesh, man. His blessing is a sport. He's a carnal man. Okay? But the children of the promise are counted for the seed. Verse 9. For this is the word of promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. The son's name was Isaac. Okay, and Isaac means laughter. Goes back to the Hebrew Yatzazak. Okay, because what did Sarah do? She laughed when the angel told us that she would conceive because of her age. Okay, 10. And not only this, but when Rebekah had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, 11. For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, they ain't do nothing. They were just in the womb, you know. They ain't even come out the womb yet, but it was already decided. Okay? That the purpose of Yahweh Shem Yahushua according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. So it's all about the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay? It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger, the elder is Esau. Okay? He's set up to be a servant to Jacob. Okay? As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated, and the Most High hates Esau. So are they from Abraham? They are, but they're not children of the promise. They are children of the flesh. Okay? And 2/3 of our people, you know, even though they are technically Israel, all right, they're still going to die on this side, all right?
Broke it so many times that God would do things like unleash giant fireballs to kill hundreds of them alive while they were burning incense outside his tabernacle. Seriously. There's one scene as part of the journey where God is trying his best to lead the evil, wicked Israelites to the promised land, and all they did was complain and whine. There's one point where he's very angry with them, and Moses says, well, what shall we do, God? And God says, well, get like 250 of them to burn incense in front of the tabernacle. And so Moses goes out and recruits 250 of these, just wicked, evil people who are the ancient Israelites, gets them to burn incense in front of the tabernacle, and God unleashes a giant wall of fire and burns them all alive. And then he opens up the earth and swallows more people alive and closes the earth over them. And Moses is like, whoa.
Yeah, this is what happened, man. You know, Yahweh Shem Yahushua he sent snakes, he sent the serpents to bite our people. Amalek made war because you had Jakes that wanted to go back to Egypt. They were talking shit about Moses and the leadership, you know, and Moses started fucking them up, man. Okay? This is why what? Hey, this is why, you know, we must fear Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because he was doing this to his own people. How Jacob's trouble. You know, First Peter, judgment shall begin at the house of the Most High. This didn't happen to Egyptians and Edomites. This happened to Hebrews, okay, so-called dark-skinned people, okay?
I guess he's mad. Yeah, I wonder why he's mad. Because the Israelites, they repeatedly broke the covenant with God. See, the story of the Old Testament is essentially God trying to nurture this one civilization, the ancient Israelites, the ancient Hebrews, trying to nurture them into some kind of civilized society. And so he gives them all these rules, kosher food rules and circumcision, and tells them, like, stop having anal sex with each other, no more sodomy, don't worship all these false idols, and only worship me. I'm the one true God. And
the children of Israel were set up to be a holy nation, set apart to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And according to the other nations, we do have strange customs and laws. Okay, but that's what made us wise in the eyes of other nations. And it also made us loved in the eyes of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay? is Exodus 19 and verse 5, KJV. Now therefore, if you will obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, my contract, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. So if we would have just obeyed Yahweh Shem Yahushai and kept the covenant and, kept the law, statutes, and commandments, great blessings came upon us, man. Great deliverance, miraculous events. Okay, but when we went off of that, we got destroyed, very sore in many wars, man. Okay. Verse 6, and unto me ye shall be a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. These are the words that you shall speak unto the Israelites, man. Okay, so the Lord, he told us, what did our people do? They disobeyed the covenant. When they break the covenant, curses came upon us. Okay, the curses of Deuteronomy 28. This is the curses that we're under today. Those people in the land, they're not under these curses, man. Okay, this is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahweh Shem Yahushua thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that Yahweh Shem Yahushua thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. So this is going to be fulfilled in the kingdom when we reign with Yahushua. Okay. Verse 2, and all the blessings shall come upon thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken to the voice of the Lord thy power. 3, blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field. Okay, so nothing but blessings. Well, I'm not going to read all of it for time's sake. I'm going to jump down to 15. There's a lot of heavy consequences for disobedience. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh Shem Yahushua thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. And these curses are on our people until this day for a sign and a wonder. 28, Deuteronomy 28, verse 28. The Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the Lord, shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. Now, wherever you go, wherever every major city, probably I would damn near say every city, you're going to see bugged out, all right, so-called black people, women, talking to themselves, drugged out, all right, asking for change, walking in the middle of the street, just acting weird. Why? Because those people are smitten with madness. Now, you have homeless people of the other nations, but they never be in that mind state. That's the curse. Okay? (37) And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither Yahweh Shem Yahushua shall lead thee. And that's us being called a kata, which is what the Africans call us, a cotton picker. We'd be called nigger here in America, Porsche monkey, spade, tar baby, tree niggers, spics, wetbacks. Our people are called everything but a child of God. Okay, that's the curse that's still up on our people. 41, thou shalt begot sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into the captivity. Here in America, the school system or the fool system, that's the form of captivity where they indoctrinate your kids, man. You have child protective services. You have child support, which splits up the family court. So you don't get to enjoy your children here, man. 43, the strange that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. Even though our people built up this country through slavery, blood, sweat, and tears, we're still at the bottom of society. We still make the least amount of money. Our people still pack the prisons. We still get the short end of the stick here. Why? Because that's a curse. These curses are not on those 1948ers, man. Okay? 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and a wonder, and upon thy seeds forever. So now let's go to 68. And the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, thy power, shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, which is a house of bondage. Okay, that's what Egypt is. Synonymous with bitter slavery. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. All right, transatlantic slave trade, triangular slave trade. Who funded the slave trade? These people. Small heads, big noses, man. So they cannot be the people. Okay? Furthermore, there's another prophecy that says a bastard would inherit our land. This is Zechariah 9, verse 6. And a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistines. See, now they're being called Palestinians. No, it's Philistines. And the true Philistines are Hamitic people. They come from Ham. They're African. They're dark people. They're not those light Arabs. Okay? But yeah, who's that bastard that's dwelling in Ashdod? That's Esau. Okay? Esau, Edom, sons of Amalek.
Then, he gave Moses the 10 commandments, like stop killing each other, stop fornicating everywhere, stop being wicked and evil, stop being driven by greed and selfishness and covetousness and so on. He gives these rules over and over again. And then in the New Testament, of course, the same, or many of the same philosophies are repeated, but in a different context. Nevertheless, the Old Testament was God trying to take these evil, wicked people, the ancient Israelites, and make them civilized, to try to make them into good people. And it failed. It failed. They repeatedly turned against God. They broke the covenant over and over and over again. And in those first 5 books, what does God say? He says, this is the covenant. This is the agreement from God to the ancient Israelites. He says, look, and obviously I'm paraphrasing. He says, if you will follow my laws, I will bless you with incredible abundance. You'll have the fountains of living waters. You'll have all the grapevines and the figs and the pomegranates. You'll have all this land. It will all be yours. You will have happiness. You will have joy. You will have families. And you will grow to so many numbers that we can't even count them. And you will be blessed. But, God says, if you turn against me, I will take it all away. I will take away.
That's Deuteronomy 28. That does not fit the bastard that's dwelling in Ashdod right now. All right?
Everything from you. I will take away your spices, your cinnamon, he says. He specifically says, I'm going to take away your cinnamon because it was a very valuable spice in that day. It says, I'm going to take away everything from you, the water, the land, the fruits, the orchards, everything. And of course, there are many instances in the Old Testament where God unleashes vengeance upon like Sodom and Gomorrah or the Pharaoh of Egypt to try to set his people free, the Israelites, to try to bring them to the promised land. But over and over again, the ancient Israelites, they turn against God. In that, they broke the covenant. They broke it so many times, you can't even keep track. They broke the covenant, which means that God's promise, if there was ever a promise to give them this land, that promise was nullified by the Israelites themselves. They broke the covenant with God.
Our people did break the covenant, which is why when you read Jeremiah 31, Hebrews 8, it talks about what? Yahweh Shem Yahushua making a new covenant with his people. And that's going to start with the elect, and their belief on Yahushua as the mediator to bring us back to Yahweh. Because, the Most High, Heavenly Father, is not dealing with us. Okay, we have to. Only way to have access, we need a mediator. We need Yahushua. Okay, but ultimately the Most High didn't, he didn't put us in this predicament to destroy us. It's just a punishment. Okay, that's why Paul also said that Most High cast away his people, God forbid. Okay, we're just under a heavy curse and a punishment, okay, for disobedience. This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4:1. this is the book of the commandments of the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. Okay? Turn thee, O Jacob, Israel, the Israelites. Okay? Starting with the elect. Only the elect are going to get this. All the rest of our people, they're wicked. Okay? And take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated. Okay? Give not that honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee, unto a strong nation. So we're the real enlightened ones. That's what illuminated means, to be enlightened. Okay? O Israel, happy are we for the things that are pleasing to Yahweh Shem Yahushua made known unto us. Right? We know what the Most High likes us to do, the laws he wants us to keep, and what he doesn't want us to do. You know, the sacrifices he likes, how to pray. We know we were made privy to the things that's pleasing to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay, we're a special nation, man. Those people in the land, they don't believe in the mediator. They believe in Judaism, the Talmud. Okay, those are Amalek, man. The Most High is not. Most High, those are Esau. The Most High is going to destroy Esau, right? And that particular seed is Amalek, and what they're set up to do is to draw out the U.S., the whore, into this third world war. That's why they into that shit over there with those people, okay? Because there's a prophecy. It's all about prophecy, all right? The third world coming quickly, okay? Baruch 4:5. Be of good cheer, my people, the Mamar of Israel. You were sold to the nation. We got sold. Transatlantic slavery, triangular slave trade, okay? Not for your destruction, but because you moved Yahweh Shem Yahushua to wrath, you were delivered unto your enemies, right? The west coast of Africa over there got put on cargo slave ships, packed like sardines, the Middle Passage, okay? Horrible things happened unto our people, man. But that was because the Most High was angry. It's not because he did away with us, okay? For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And that's what our people did. And a lot of our people still do this day, whether knowingly or unknowingly. You have our people that are into Islam, okay? Or they're into selling their soul. Or they're into Catholicism. Or they're into white Jesus. You're sacrificing unto devils, man. Okay? So I'm going to jump down to verse 21. Be of good cheer, O my children, because the point I'm trying to make is that the real people, they're not in this land. They have been put in captivity for disobedience. They have been scattered. Okay? The who's left in that land? Imposters, bastards. Why are they there? To fulfill prophecy until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled, so that land be trodden down of the Gentiles. Okay? Be of good cheer, O my children. Cry unto Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And that's what we're doing now that the Most High has brought us back, gave us teachers. We know the name again. We calling upon that name, and we setting up curses on this place, man. We're asking to be delivered, okay? And he will deliver you from the power of the hand of your enemies, Esau, okay? For my hope is in everlasting, that he will save you. And joy is come unto me from the Holy One, because of the mercy which shall soon come unto you from the everlasting our Savior. For I sent you out with mourning and weeping, right? 70 AD, our people left with mourning and weeping, all right? So if you look at, check this out. The anti-Semitic origins of Hip Hip Hooray. 3 cheers for the bat mitzvah girl, Hip Hip Hooray. Says, turns out our good old American cheer derives from an old anti-Semitic rallying cry, hep hep. One source claims the phrase does have anti-Semitic roots. Rioters in Europe sometimes shouted hep hep while on the prowl for Jews. Hitler's stormtroopers adopted this jeer. Supposedly, hep hep derives from the medieval Latin acronym Hierusalema es perdida, meaning Jerusalem is lost. Okay, and this is what they said during 70 AD, pretty much saying raise it, destroy it, burn it down. That's what they did unto our people. That's what they did unto our temple, man. Okay, so this is what we went through. We left that land with weeping, all right, and the enemy rejoiced over us, man. They made cheers, okay, they mocked us, right? But the Most High will give you to me again with joy and gladness forever. So the real people are going to be put back in that land through divine intervention. Okay? Like as now, the neighbors of Zion have seen your captivity. All other nations have seen us go into slavery, get kicked out that land, lose our nationality, lose our language, lose our connection with our God. Now they're seeing us get it back. Okay? So shall they see shortly your salvation from our power, which shall come upon you with great glory and brightness of the everlasting. Right? They're going to see the second coming of Yahushua in the chariots, what the world calls spaceships or UFOs. They're going to see, all right, who they deem to be undesirables, the minorities of the society, being caught up in those UFOs, man. They're gonna see the nukes coming, all of that, man. Okay. And through that, we'll be put back in that land. That's how we're gonna get back over there. The Most High is gonna put us back. Okay? My children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from the Most High. For thine enemy had persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction and shalt tread upon his neck. His destruction is going to be in a nuclear fire. All right? The land where Benjamin, not a Jew, is going to get nuked. Okay? The whore Babylon the Great, the USA, under Satan's authority, is going to get nuked. Okay? My delicate ones have gone rough ways and were taken away as a flock caught of the enemies. 27. Be of good cheer, O my children, and cry unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. For ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. For as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High, so being returned, seek him 10 times more. So this is what the electors are doing. This is why the videos are constantly going up. This is why they're constantly out on the streets teaching. This is us standing upon our feet with the spirit of life and entering into us, man. Okay? 29. For he that brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy with your salvation. 30. Take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort thee. Okay? The comfort is going to come in the salvation, man. Because right now, we're yet to stay in our captivity. 31. Miserable are they that afflicted thee and rejoiced at thy fall. Yet hip hip hooray, raise it, putting us in slavery, keeping us at the bottom, the hardcore oppression, right? And miserable are the cities which thy children serve. And this is why you're going to have economic collapse. This is why many great miseries are coming. Jacob's trouble, martial law troops, UN troops, civil war. Yahweh Shem Yahushua is making the cities of Esau miserable. And he's going to bring many evils upon them, right? It's like it says in Amos, shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord had not done it? Miserable is she that received thy sons. 33. For as she rejoiced at thy ruin and was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation. This is what's coming, man. All right? The truth is being brought out. So I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. I know this lesson was kind of long, but I knew when I heard it, I had to do a video on it. There's a lot more angles and scriptures I could bring out, but I'm going to end it there for time's sake. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Say shalom to the elect.